Kiss frontman Paul Stanley said the band is far from done as the group is currently out on their end of the road tour. He likened the band to more of a sports team in this new interview with Ultimate Classic Rock, and basically saying that you can expect the band will carry forward, maybe with different players. Now, before we get into that, I want to welcome back each and every one of our returning viewers. There are a lot of you, and if you could take just a quick moment to hit that subscribe button, it's the best way to support this channel, and we would really appreciate it. So, in this new interview, Paul Stanley said that Kiss fans will probably get to see the band in some form or fashion in the future, whether or not Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons are up on stage or not. He told them Kiss is like an army or sports team. When the MVP is no longer playing or retired, the team doesn't call it quits. On a battlefield, an army, when they lose soldiers, doesn't wave the white flag. Somebody else picks up the weapon and runs forward. So in one form or another, I believe there will always be a Kiss. I didn't invent the wheel. I may have polished it a bit, but what am I except a combination of all the people who inspired me? When I added my individuality to it, it became essentially what people know as Paul Stanley. But to believe that I'm the only person who can do that is a bit self-centered and egocentric. If there is anybody else out there who could pick up and wave the flag, absolutely. I'm not saying there should be a copy of me. I'm not a copy of anybody else, but I'm certainly a combination of many people who inspired me. Stanley said in a previous interview that Kiss could evolve without him. He said there are bands touring at this point with one or no original members. And I have no problem with that because it didn't happen overnight. It was a series of changes over years or decades. If someone were to say, well, there's no original members in one of the versions of Yes, I'd say, who cares? It sounds like Yes and pedigree is Yes, so is it Yes? Yes. This is an interesting question because we've seen interviews in the past with members of Slipknot who have also kind of alluded to this possibility that once they retire, maybe someone else could carry the band forward. And it's a unique situation for these type of bands that are, in some ways, at least on their outer appearance, are character driven. So someone else could appear on stage and look like Gene Simmons and put on a stellar performance of that music that everybody loves, and the likelihood would be that a lot of people would show up. Of course, there's the argument that the Pantera shows are, obviously, it's not real Pantera if you don't have the Abbott brothers. That's not a true reunion. We heard that in the statement from Vinnie Paul's estate, and that is correct. But that's not to say that people still wouldn't show up and celebrate the legacy of Pantera with members of Pantera and some close friends of the Abbott brothers, because that's what's happening. So I think he's spot on here. I don't always agree with what they say, but, I think in this case, Paul Stanley is correct, and a lot of people probably would go see you could have a Las Vegas residency like this. You could potentially have a residency even with the members of Kiss. You could have so many things. Again, that traveling Blue Man Group style production that has amazing special effects, all the things that you come to expect when you attend a Kiss show. It's an interesting question. Let me know what you think in the comments. Would you be interested in seeing a Kiss performance without any original members of Kiss? Some people would, some people wouldn't. Let me know in the comments down below. And again, if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, please hit that subscribe button and check out the recommended video up on your screen.